Notre prochaine... Kahsennenhawe. C'est notre prochaine présentatrice.
Wat konorado za wagwego, Kahsennenhawe sky dear yujats, ganawagin ito wageno, wagatahuni ni wagait roda. My name is Kahsennenhawe sky dear, coming from Ganawagi Ganyagahaga territory, Wolf Clan. I just want to acknowledge every single one of you who came out here today to march for this important day. Give yourself a round of applause. I would like to acknowledge Elder Kahsennenhawe, who happens to be my father, my Ragini. It's so important that when we do any kind of activity, any kind of meeting, ceremony, that we open up in a good way and that we bring our collective minds together and acknowledge creation, that we're all just sacred beings, a part of this dance and energy that's going on. So to always have the attitude of gratitude, as I'm sure he mentioned, and to acknowledge that we are not the most important creatures in creation. That everything has meaning, everything has balance. And that's why it's so disheartening to think about what has happened to our children in Canada through this residential school and Indian day school experience. You know, our languages, our culture, our identity was stripped and taken from our people. And now we're on this path of trying to reclaim what was taken from us, what was stolen. And think of all of those beautiful faces, all of those children who never had a chance to grow up. Their bones are buried somewhere on the side of a school. Their families torn apart forever. Those things, you don't get past that. You don't forget that. It's a part of us. The intergenerational trauma that has been left behind as a part of the legacy of residential school permeates in all of our communities. So I commend all of you for using not only this day, but all of the days in between to educate yourself, to become aware and cognizant of what has happened and what is Canada's truth. I heard you through the street saying there's no pride in genocide. There's not. Every child matters. We all have value. Not just the First Nations children, but all children deserve to have an opportunity to be whatever it is that they want, to have dreams, to feel loved, to have safety. What has happened here is an atrocity on this land. Our people are going to be forever scarred, but I'll tell you what. What's important is how we show up now and how we honor the survivors, how we honor all of the families who were impacted. So I ask you individually, what are you going to do? Because we could all be leaders. We could all inspire change in our circles, in our workplaces, in our communities, and where the worst trauma and this perpetuation happens is in our own communities, and it starts with us. We are all hurt people, and we continue to hurt our own people through lateral violence, through actual violence, addictions, sexual abuse, all of those impacts that were left behind on our people. It's now us. So we have to find a way to break those cycles. So I implore every single one of you to dig deep and find out, for my First Nations brothers and sisters in there, how am I going to go and try to make a change? And for our allies, all of our non-Indigenous brothers and sisters who are standing with us here today, what are you going to do? Where do we go from here? Because I think we are who we've been waiting for. No one's going to come and save us. We all have to make that conscious decision to say, there's Canada's dark history and legacy. We know what they did to us. But what does the future look like, and where are we going? And we can't do it alone. We need you to stand with us. We need to stand in solidarity. And there's a lot of people that are going through a lot of turmoil. It's not just First Nations. A couple of weeks back, I had the opportunity to go to the AFN Chiefs Assembly. It was in Winnipeg, Manitoba. And I got to go to the Museum of Human Rights. And when you walk through there, you start in darkness. And you go through all of these exhibits and you see all of the people, what we've been through, whether it's women, First Nations, African American people. Everybody has been through something, and it's so disheartening. But what happens is when you get to the end and you get to the 7th floor, it's the room of inspiration. And where do we go from here? Because to me, the only place we can go is when you're at the bottom is to go up. And the only way we can do is to pull our people up, not pull our people down. That's what's happening. Because we can't address all of this, what happened to us with our oppressors. We can't address it with the church. We can't address it with the governments. We take it out on each other, and that's what has to stop. That's where reconciliation starts with ourselves. We've got to learn to love ourselves first and foremost, because we've all been through something. We've all been through trauma. Whether it started with our grandparents, our ancestors, our current reality, maybe you've suffered some kind of abuse or something has happened to you. I'm holding tobacco here right now. I'm holding it close to my heart, because for us, this was the way for us to have that relationship with the Creator and give messages. I'm manifesting energy for all of you right now, that today is one day that we come together, we stand side by side in solidarity because of what has happened. But there's hope. We have to have hope. We have to have vision of where we go from here. And I believe that every single one of us has it within us. We all say the Creator gave us all gifts, right? Implore yourself to find what your gift is and what you're going to leave. Because we're all here for a short time. Leave a positive legacy. Leave a positive reminder on the people around you in your community. It's so important. I think that's the way we're going to honor those children, the survivors, the sufferers, the ones who never came home, to stand up and create a better future for our people. And we owe it to them. That's our responsibility, and that's what I wish for every single one of you that are here listening. So I don't want to take up too much of your time. Find it in your hearts to have peace, to have love. In our language, we say skana. When you have peace, when you have skana, then you can have ganiburio, you can have good mind. And when you have good mind and you have peace, we can have collective energy. And with that collective energy, we can make great things happen. So I'll let that stay in your minds. I hope it inspired you a little bit of where we go from here, because today is just one day, but we have a big task ahead. And I think we can do it. So, yeah, we'll go with I told Max on the way here when we were walking up, because I couldn't be with you throughout the march today. I said, did anybody take time to honor Murray Sinclair? She said no. So he was the chairperson of the Truth and Reconciliation Commission. He passed away November 4th of last year. But the work that he did in listening to the countless stories of survivors, probably around 7,000 of them, you know, that was amazing work to develop those calls to action, 94 calls to action. So if we could just give a moment of silence to honor the work of Senator Sinclair and all the work that he did for our nations and for this momentum of the TRC for 10 years now. Without that, I don't think we would be where we are today. So if we could just have a moment of silence for him, please. And now I want you to scream as loud as you can so that the spirits of our ancestors and the spirits of those kids hear you loud and proud. Haugi, asta, degni, asa.
To